Kal Yahweh Basham Yoshe Basham Brakakudash Brakta Yahweh Brakta Yahweh Shai Shalom. The Ba'at to Elder James Great Muslim Shalom.
News reporting, scholarship, and research. Fair use is a use permitted by copyright statute that might otherwise be infringing. Non-profit, educational, or personal use tips the balance in favor of fair use.
Just to probably be short, there is no such thing as black people or white people. There is no such thing as a white people being the color of a white t-shirt. There is no such thing as a black person being the color of black, like space, black. People are different shades of brown. For the Israelites, for the Edomites, they are different shades of red. Genesis chapter 25, verse 25. However, you will have Edomites that look like Israelites, and you will have Israelites that look like so-called white people. Genesis chapter 25, verse 25. And the first came out red all over like an hairy garment, and they called his name Esau. Esau came out red. Pink is a shade of red. It came out a shade of red, Esau did. All over like an hairy garment. Because the Israelites, there's a whole history behind it. The Israelites would dye the skin of animal, and it came out red. So they're comparing and contrasting here. Not that Esau came out with a full beard. Like that movie from The Dictator, he came out with a full beard. Jeremiah 12, verse 9. My heritage is unto me as a speckled bird, the birds round about against her. Come ye, assemble all the beasts of the field, come to devour. Speckled bird, Israelites that look like so-called other nations. The birds round about, there's other nations. Matthew chapter 13, verse 24. These will be the red letter words of Yahushua. Another parable put he forth unto them, saying, the kingdom of heaven is likened unto a man which sowed good seed in his field. But while men slept, his enemy came and sowed tares among the wheat, and went his way. Now in the transatlantic slave ships, the Edomites raped the women. And then some of the women, however many, got pregnant from the Edomite men. So those children would have been Edomites, not Israelites. So, give an example. Transatlantic slave trade, Edomite raped the Israelite woman. The child came out dark-skinned and everything. Because it was just, because, with genetics and stuff, the child came out dark-skinned. But that child, as dark as he may be, he is still an Edomite. He is a tare. So the Edomites raped the Israelite women on the take out the G, raped the women on the slave ships. Those children, no matter how dark they was Edomites. They were tares.
You feel like a foreigner in your own country. People don't look at me as Japanese. I never really feel like I fit in.
Doesn't matter what you look like, it's about who your father is. If your father is an Israelite, you're an Israelite. If your father is an Edomite, you're an Edomite. If your father is an Ammonite, Ammon is so-called Japanese. If your father is an Ammonite, you're an Ammonite. It's about your father's side, not your mother's side. Genesis chapter 41, verse 50. And unto Joseph were born two sons. And unto Joseph were born two sons before the years of famine came, which Asenath, the daughter of Potiphar, a priest of On, bare unto them. You go on. Manasseh and Ephraim. They were Israelites. They are the 12 tribes of Israel. You go to Asenath, daughter of Potiphar. Ooh, the woman. Potiphar was a what? Egyptian. Genesis. Let's see who. Is it verse 1? Alright, Genesis 39, verse 1. And Joseph was brought down to Egypt, and Potiphar, an officer of Pharaoh, captain of the guard, an Egyptian, bought him of the hands of the Ishmaelites, which had brought him down hither. Bought by brought, bring. So Potiphar was what? An officer of Pharaoh, captain of the guard, an Egyptian. Which means that this right here, daughter of Potiphar, whom she's an Egyptian. Joseph had sex with an Egyptian woman, and his sons that came out, Manasseh and Ephraim. Manasseh was the elder, Ephraim was the younger. When the blessing came, no. You can read about that. They were Israelites. Ephraim and Manasseh, Israelites. All right, Genesis 17. Right. Genesis chapter 48, verse 17. And when Joseph saw that his father laid his right hand upon the head of Ephraim, it displeased him, and he held up his father's hand to remove it from Ephraim's head unto Manasseh's head. And Joseph said unto his father, Not so, my father, for this is the firstborn. Put thy right hand upon his head. And his father refused and said, I know it, my son, I know it. He also shall become a people, and he also shall be great. But truly his younger brother shall be greater than he, and his seed shall become a multitude of nations. So you saw there with the blessing with Ephraim and Manasseh. Manasseh was the firstborn, Ephraim was the younger brother. Now, 12 tribes of Israel, the chart. Judah is the so-called Negroes, Benjamin is the so-called West Indians, Levi is the so-called Haitians. That is the southern kingdom of the 12 tribes of Israel. Judah is the head tribe over the southern kingdom. Simeon is the so-called Dominicans, Zebulun is the so-called Guatemalans, the Panamanians, Ephraim is the so-called Puerto Ricans, Manasseh is the so-called Cubans, Gad is the so-called North American Indians, Reuben is the so-called Seminole Indians, Naphtali is the so-called the Argentinian, to Chileans, Asher is the so-called Colombians, the Uruguayans, Issachar the so-called Mexicans. That is the northern kingdom of the 12 tribes of Israel. Ephraim is the head of the northern kingdom, because in the history of Israel, the 12 tribes of Israel had a split between southern kingdom and northern kingdom. However, Judah is the head over all the tribes. In the kingdom, the 12 tribes are going to be 12 tribes. They're not going to be separate no more between southern and northern kingdom. They're going to be one. You can read about that in the scriptures. Of course, you have speckled blood Israelites that would look like the so-called other nations, but be Israelites. Like that girl that doesn't feel like a Japanese person in her own country, she was saying. Well, she has the appearance of somebody her family was an Israelite. So if her father be an Israelite, which it looks like that's the case, she's an Israelite. She's not Japanese. That's not her country. Which means she's an Israelite. She is a dry bone. If you're not in this truth, you're in the congregation of the dead, pursuing to Proverbs. She is a dry bone, pursuing to the book of Ezekiel. It's not about appearance. It's about who your father is. It's the seed, the sperm. Romans chapter 1, verse 3, concerning his son, Yahushua HaMashiach, our Lord, which was made of the seed of David according to the flesh. Go on, the seed.
Strong's G 4690, sperma. Sperma.
The semen virile. So Joseph and Mary had sex. It's about the seed, not by appearance. Now in the Hebrew, alright, so you got virgin. For English, that's referring to somebody that's never had sex. But in the Hebrew, you could have a virgin that did have sex. There's two different words for virgin in the Hebrew. You got Bathwala and Alma. If I'm pronouncing their names right for the Paleo Hebrew. Beth, Alma and Bethwala, something. Bathwala and Alma. So Mary and Joseph having sex does not defeat the scriptures. If somebody can't get something in the scriptures to say it's contradicting itself, the scriptures don't contradict themselves. You either have the lack of understanding, or somebody added to it. Scriptures never contradict themselves. They don't. There's always an understanding of why it says that there. With that, Shalom, Kal Halal, Yahweh, Basham Yoshai, Basham Rekha Kodash, Brakta Yahweh, Brakta Yahweh Shai, Shalom. Double honor to Els GMS Great Muslim, Shalom. Scriptures are never going to contradict themselves and disprove the Most High Yahweh in the name of His Son Yahweh Shai. Yahweh Basham Yoshai, Bahasham meaning in the name of. Shalom.